Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Freya and Brandy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Freya's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands. The tiny little corrections and lots of motivations that we give the pups when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Brandy is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and she keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in her right hand. That leaves her left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Freya is going to come home with her very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly tomorrow during your follow-up training session. Now Freya is sitting very nicely at Brandy's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. The command is Freya heel, and at this point Freya has a job to do. And that is to walk nicely next to your left leg when you're walking with her, not forging ahead or lagging behind, but matching pace with you. If you speed up, she should do the same. If you slow down, she should do the same. And when you stop your feet, she has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So this makes walking with her a pleasure, and it also keeps you in the lead. You are the pack leader, so you lead the walk. Freya doesn't pull you down the street, but she matches pace with you. When you stop to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor, she should sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. And she gets praised for a good job. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. Your long sit stay you can practice indoors as well as outdoors. When Brandy returns back to her, she walks all the way around her as an additional distraction. When she gets back to her shoulder, she stops. She praises her for a good job, and they take off heeling again. And Brandy's talking to her, encouraging her, telling her she's a good girl. And yet at the same time, Freya recognizes that Brandy's in charge. She leaves her in another sit stay. She backs away from her and she turns to face her. This time she calls her in, and this is the come on command. And she comes right in and sits, so she's not jumping all over you, biting at your feet, biting at your clothing. And because she knows us as teachers, we get more respect. So what we're going to be teaching you is to how to interact with her on a different level. Stay. Brandy leaves her in a sit stay and turns to face her. She's going to use her name. She's going to lighten her tone of voice, and she's going to call her. She comes right in. If she doesn't sit, Brandy tells her to sit. But everything is very controlled. She's really come a very, very long way. She wasn't easy, as you well know. And this has taken hours and hours and hours of work to get her to do these things for us. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position. So with the dog always seated first at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay is best practiced indoors. You can practice right in your living room. You're going to work up to a 3 to 5 minute long down stay. This helps to develop self-control. Now she got up, so Brandy's going to tell her no, sit, down, stay. You repeat the command if she breaks. When she returns back to her again, she walks all the way around her. She stops at Freya's shoulders. She praises her for a good job, and she heels her out of that. So if you're a power walker and you walk fast for exercise, she should do the same. If you are having a conversation with someone and walking slowly, she should do the same. She has her sit. Lift open palms, straight down toward the ground, down and stay. And she walks out to the end of her training leash and she turns to face Freya. And this time, instead of returning back to her, she's going to call her out of that. She makes her sit. Now, I think Freya has been used to, for her whole life, pretty much getting away with anything that she wants to get away with. This is the first time there's been rules and boundaries set with her, and our job now is to teach you how to keep them in place. The last command that Brandy's going to demonstrate is the down from a distance, and this is a harder command, so she's going to leave her in a sit stay. She's going to turn to face her. She doesn't go all the way to the end of the training leash. She's going to use her right hand to give the command, and she gives her the stay, and then she backs all the way away. And that was perfectly done. So we have demonstrated for you all of Freya's formal on-leash obedience commands. We're going to have a packet of information for you. Answer all your questions, try to make this transition to home as smooth as possible. We've enjoyed having this little mighty mite, even though she's been challenging at times. She's done a really good job and come a long way, and she and Brandy are bonded now. We've enjoyed having her. We want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company, and we will see you very soon.